Hello, everyone. This is Suzanne Knabe-Nicole from Police Science Doctor with your weekly dose of police science snippets. Police science snippets are golden nuggets of research evidence that has just been published in the fields of police science, evidence-based policing, investigative psychology, and other related fields. I go through lots and lots of recently published research findings from peer-reviewed journals, which means that the authors and the researchers have put something out there, and before it was published, other researchers have scrutinized it and made sure that the methodology and the conclusions are actually sound and safe. So from all those, I try to find 3 bits that are, I think, informative and actionable for you, the practitioners, and something that you can put into action straight away, can include into your practice or start thinking about or considering immediately. So this week, the 3 I've got are, the first one is about police uniform. This article contributes to the growing literature on gendered challenges in policing by examining uniform design, which is often uncomfortable and unpractical for female officers. The fear of disclosing often very gendered issues means that efforts to combine bodily demands and work are usually individually rather than policy-driven. The study highlights a range of physical and psychosocial harms that participants attributed to poorly fitting trousers and examines how women who voice discomfort or health concerns are often met with institutional silencing, especially when their bodily needs diverge from the normative ideal of the disembodied ideal police worker. This article is open access, which means you can read in the entire article. And issues with the uniform is something I've come across before when I was in the police. And I heard women talk about it, that the uniform often doesn't fit very well. It's tight in the wrong spaces. It's loose in the wrong spaces. And there's other issues. This article, I think, is particularly about trousers, and it can actually cause health issues. So it's a very serious matter that often women don't feel comfortable talking about, like this article is saying. So this is quite important, and needs to be addressed, of course. Especially we need more women in the police. Women in policing provide better outcomes. We have reduced issues with violence and use of force. We have fewer police complaints against the police, and we have better victim satisfaction with more women in policing. So we need to make sure they can work in a good way without actually being distracted by discomfort, pain, and health issues. The second article for this week is also open access, fortunately. It's about drug decriminalization. 2 US states decriminalized the possession of small amounts of many illicit narcotics in 2021. At the state level, these states experienced significant increases in most serious violent and property crime. The study found these state-level increases in crime rates were largely driven by 2 large cities, indicating a concentration of harm within large metropolises. State-level changes in drug policy may affect arrest and crime trends within those states. Locales contemplating similar policies should consider the potential impact on public safety before adoption. This is quite interesting because I don't have a lot of knowledge about the effects of drug decriminalization, but what I had heard or read was quite positive when society sees drugs as a health issue rather than a criminal issue. But this is obviously important. This is something that needs to be taken into consideration. I guess a double approach where, yes, we are considering it as a health issue, but also we still need to be ready for the increase in crimes. And the last one is about image-based sexual abuse. Unfortunately, that's not open access, which means you can only read the abstract, which is a summary, unless your institution, your employer, or you yourself have a subscription to the publisher. This involves image-based sexual abuse involves the creation, dissemination, and/or threats to create or disseminate illicit sexual media without one's consent. We also call it revenge porn. Results of this study indicate that spending time. So this was actually looking at who's at most risk of being victimized in revenge porn. Results indicate that spending time online, sexting, and proximity to motivated offenders in the form of associating with deviant peers is correlated with image-based sexual abuse victimization. So people who have these attributes are more likely to be victimized in this way. So obviously spending less time online, not sexting, and not hanging out, I guess, physically or virtually with potential offenders is a way of reducing the risk of being victims of that. So these were the snippets for today. Hopefully there was something there that's relevant to your job. If not, don't worry, because obviously I do 3 of those every week, and this is number 245, which means there have been 245 times 3 per week, and they are all in PDF format on the read page of policesciencedoctor.com. So simply go on the read page and you can look at all the PDFs on there and download the ones that are relevant to your particular role. That page is password protected, but you can very easily get that password simply by joining the email list. The Police Science Doctor email list is free and accessible if you go to policesciencedoctor.com and simply enter your details into the form that pops up. If it doesn't pop up, scroll to the bottom of any page. You can enter your details there and you'll get these snippets weekly on a Tuesday into your inbox. No negatives. You can also leave anytime. So I hope this was useful for you, or the other ones are useful to you. And I'll see you again next week. Until then, stay safe and make good decisions. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this content useful. You can get access to each episode's transcript with key learning points, timestamps, and references if you get yourself onto my mailing list. Just go to the main website on policesciencedoctor.com, and on the bottom of each page you will find a sign-up form for notifications of new content. Just enter your first name, your preferred email address, and the type of organization you work for. You will not get any spam. This is just for me to let you know about new content and for you to get access to all the transcripts.